Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, another cable TV network is gone up for sale, joining a growing list of channels companies are looking to dump off if the price is right. We're also seeing some smaller news streaming services cut back on staffing as the boon into local news streaming is slowing down, and a whole lot more, including Plex adding almost 100 new channels to its free streaming service. We're going to be breaking down the pros and cons of all these stories and a whole lot more here in a quick minute. First though, if you want to learn anything about the stories we're about to talk about, I'll put a link to each story down in the show notes and in the first pinned comment so you can read them for yourself. Also, if you're new here and you like what we do, please consider letting YouTube know. Just hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. With that said, let's dive into it. Another cable TV network is up for sale. EW Scripps is looking to unload the Bounce TV network. Now, this has been a very successful over-the-air TV network that has been available widely on cable networks also. And there's been rumors for some time that's been up to for sale. And now, first I think reported by CNBC, but now it's been confirmed. The CEO during their earnings call last week not only confirmed it's for sale, but said they have interested buyers looking at the channel. We'll see if that really pays off. Paramount also looked to sell in BET. They had buyers, but nothing really worked. Now it's reportedly back on the market. There's a growing list of these cable networks that are reportedly up for sale. There's even been reports that Warner Bros. Discovery may be considering letting go of some channels. We'll see if that really plays off. Increasingly, people are watching less and less live TV, especially on networks that don't air original new content. These, re-aired stations, the MTV2s and more, that basically just air older content that's no longer offered. People are struggling to justify that. Most people, if they're watching reruns, they're just going to on-demand services, picking the shows they want, the specific episodes they want, or the season, and going from there, rather than just turning on the TV and saying, hey, this show's here. The other problem is a growing trend of free ad-supported streaming services like Pluto TV, Tubi, Freevee, the Roku channel, and more, having 24/7 dedicated channels to different genres or topics that kind of compete directly with networks like Bounce TV. And because of that, with them being free, why watch it on cable when you could watch it on Pluto TV or other networks there? Even if it's not called Bounce, it often shows some of the same content. I think that's going to continuously be a big problem these smaller networks are going to have to face. But we'll see what happens there. Bounce was a top 40, yes, here we go. It was a top 43 network last year, according to a report from Variety when looking at most watched primetime networks. It was the 43rd most watched channel. There'll be a lot of people interested in that. Even as the market shrinks, there's still a lot of people viewing, a lot of eyeballs on it. Plus, it's very valuable just for the over-the-air television share. While it's still not as popular as I think it should be, over-the-air television is growing in popularity. People may want it. We'll keep a close eye on this, but one more cable TV network now up for sale. And prediction, look for more to come soon. All right, the streaming service Very Local, which is owned by Hearst and offered all their local news and programming content on their own streaming service, is laying off staff. Now, some of this is due to their originally creating original content for the streaming service. It seems like that's being pulled back. But I've said this for a long time. There are more streaming services on the market than the market can support. Hearst's Very Local streaming service competes with many free services that offer local news, like NewsOn, Haystack, even ones like Tubi, the Roku channel, Pluto TV, and more have local news stations available in them. It's hard to justify people going to get another app just to do that when there's already other ones out there that have the content they want. Because I think they're pulling back, I think that's a trend we're going to see continue as companies look at this and say, hey, why am I supporting the cost of my own app when I can license my content to NewsOn, license it to Haystack, license it to the Roku channel, Tubi, more? They have to do all the expensive stuff to run it. We just get a paycheck every month or whatever the deal is for the advertising revenue earned off of that channel in whatever split that may look like. Look for this to become more and more common. Fox launched one for theirs. Everybody launched one for a while. It was a big boom. Hey, we can make ad revenue by putting our local news content streaming for free online with ads. But I think a lot of people didn't account for the sheer cost of developing, building, and maintaining apps, when there's others who, let's be honest, sometimes do them better, who you can just sign up for and put your content there. I think this will mark a consolidated effort where everybody had their own app, and now we're kind of consolidating back to a few apps for this kind of thing. Keep a close eye on this. We'll break it down and let you know what we learn as it happens. All right. Have you noticed buffering is improving? Not eliminated, but improving. There's a new study out there that says the amount of times video on demand content is buffering is dropping, according to a report from NPAW. Says a remarkable 54% decrease in global buffering rates this year in the first half of 2024 versus the first half of 2023. Now, a few things. Technology is getting better. I think people are getting better at understanding when buffering is happening too. Sometimes it's on your end. Restart your Wi-Fi, restart your modem often fixes a lot of buffering. Now, buffering is not completely eliminated, and it can be issues with the server side. Now, a lot of streaming services have invested in distributed servers to help manage that and reduce buffering. Question of the day. Have you noticed buffering get better or worse where you live? Have you noticed your favorite streaming services buffer more often or less? I will say, compared to 10 years ago when I started being a cord cutter, the buffering on things like Netflix and others is just not there like it used to be. And usually when I see it, if I restart my Wi-Fi, restart my own router, it fixes the problem. We'll keep a close eye on this, but leave me a comment. Question of the day. Have you noticed an improvement or not? I'd love to hear from you. All right, Plex is launching a ton of free channels across the world. Now, Plex is a free ad-supported streaming service and a media manager. We're talking about their ad-supported streaming service launching 92 free channels in July. Now, that is worldwide. It's one of the largest additions of free content of any free ad-supported streaming service. And this comes in partnership with a lot of content from Warner Bros. Discovery and the BBC and other places coming there. Striking partnership. I wouldn't be surprised to find out a good chunk of those is Warner Bros. Discovery, which has continued into July. A lot of great content there. But leave me a comment, let me know. Have you used Plex? Do you like it? Speaking of Plex, though, our next story up, the Drew Carey Show. So we started talking earlier this year. Drew Carey gave an interview about how the Drew Carey Show was not available for streaming because of media rights and music rights in particular. We talked about this at the time. You know, most shows that were in the 90s and earlier had no idea streaming was going to be a thing. When they wrote their contracts, they didn't include rights for streaming. Music artists and others have wanted to renegotiate those deals. Has resulted in some shows coming to streaming with different, maybe theme songs. You see that a lot with Japanese content. The Gundam, some of the Gundam shows had different music when it came to the United States. And Evangelion had a different closing music because they couldn't get the rights to that music when it came to Netflix's stream. Well, apparently, whatever the music issues were that Drew Carey talked about has been resolved, and Plex has added all the seasons available on demand of the Drew Carey Show streaming for free. Hopefully, this trend of content which was previously not streaming online for one reason or another, now becomes more and more common, and more content becomes available. Fingers crossed on that. I would hope someday pretty much everything will be available for a reasonable price if you're interested in watching it. All right, the FCC just had a massive crackdown on robo-powered AI calls and setting new policies with new stricter rules to enforce them. Why is that relevant? Be careful out there. I've been getting more and more reports of robocall scammers pretending to be Netflix, Roku, or many other cord-cutting related services, tricking you into trying to hand over more credit card information or doing something else you shouldn't do. Be careful. If somebody calls you and wants you to go get a Target gift card, for example, huge red flag. Just be aware that these scammers are now going after cord cutters, presenting to be cable companies and streaming. I love that the FCC is cracking down on it, but I encourage you to be vigilant against things that sound too good to be true. One that floated around for a while and every now and then comes back is people pretending to be a cable internet provider, either Spectrum or Comcast, and saying, "Hey, John, hey, how are you doing? We got a special offer for you. If you prepay for 6 months of our internet with Spectrum, let's say, the second 6 months are free. We give you an entire year of service for half price. You just need to pay for it in Target gift cards." Red flag, red flag, red flag. But that one's been pretty big and going around for a while now. There's others too. Just be careful. Public service announcement. Scammers targeting cord cutters for a variety of different reasons out there. All right, let's keep going. And if you see any scams like that, you think are scams, let us know. We'll investigate. If we think it is something questionable, we'll do a story to let other people know about it too. You can just go over to cordcuttersnews.com, click on the Contact Us, send us an email. We'll love to hear from you. All right, Roku's new 24/7 free streaming sports network is now live. Roku has launched a 24/7 sports channel on the Roku channel. This includes their Sunday morning baseball and all kinds of other premium sports content, both live, on demand, talk shows, sporting events, and more, as Roku continues to try to become a premium sports destination for free content. We reported this last week. It's now live. You can find it inside the Roku channel, not just on Roku's, but on many streaming players, including the Fire TV. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care. Be safe. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.